the Hit the Pick show as we are getting down to the end of the NFL season. We are past the regular season in college football. There's less games to handicap because of that. Can give each game a little more breathing space. And we are joined by two of our regular cappers. I like these two the most anyway. I mean, Scott's okay, but he does have that mental derangement of being a Chiefs fan. So there is that problem with Scott. And then David, anybody that's just that damn good at handicapping everything, I'm just going to have a problem because I'm jealous. So, who needs him around? Anyway, Wes, who I'm going to be joining in Vegas in January for a Golden Knights game. Looking forward to that, Wes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I got the hookup out here. Actually, a mutual friend of Rye Cape, Tom McCrena's and mine is going to be hooking us up with those tickets. I can tell you offline who he is, but yeah, no, it's looking like maybe we'll either get them for free or we'll get them severely discounted. We might even get right behind the glass if we're lucky enough. Maybe we can bang on that glass and everything. If you remember when the Washington Capitals they won the cup and they won it in Vegas.
Right.
I believe a woman decided to pull up her top and push her you know what's up against the glass right when Ovechkin was skating past her, and he gave her the big point and said, "Yeah, there we go,
Right.
girl." So funny story.
I've heard that the Vegas Golden Knights experience is quite a show, it being Vegas. So I'm a Golden Knights fan. They're my hockey team, and I am very much looking forward to it. And Tom, what's going on in the Philadelphia sports scene? Nothing to talk about out there, right?
Yeah, we're fine. Flyers look all right. So we'll roll with that.
And the Eagles, well, we'll get to them in a minute. All right. Shall we start with the big Thursday night football game? This is the Cowboys at the Lions. The line started plus 5.5 for Dallas. It's now down to plus 3. The Lions, I like them. I like their coach, but man, Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to miss this game, maybe more. The defense is looking a little bit vulnerable. You got Dan Campbell calling the plays. They went for it like 1,000 times in the last 3 games. Their percentage of getting the fourth down conversion is like 10% right now on the season. It's just not working, Wes. What the hell happened to the Lions? Oh, and Sam Laporta, the tight end, who is on my fantasy football team, he's gone too.
Yeah, I said at the beginning of the year that we're going to find out a lot about two different head coaches. We're going to find out a lot about Dan Campbell and a lot about Ben Johnson, and whether Ben Johnson was really the secret sauce that made Detroit's soup taste so good,
Right.
or whether it was really Dan Campbell. Like here's what I thought. I thought either the Lions were going to continue to be good and the Bears were going to be terrible, or the Bears were going to be good and the Lions would regress. And I think we found out who the better coach is between those two guys.
Yeah, it could be. Tom, your thoughts on the Lions?
Yeah, they've been flip flopping wins every here and there. So yeah, this team definitely isn't as strong as they were last year or the year before, actually. But yeah, they're gonna need some help to get into the playoffs, and beating this Dallas team is almost a must here.
And Dallas, meanwhile, is the opposite end of the spectrum. Remember at the beginning of the season, oh, they traded Micah Parsons. They're going to suck. How's it going to work? Are there going to be enough footballs to go around for both CD Lamb and Pickens? How's that going to work? They don't have much in the running game, yada, yada, yada. And now Dallas is surging, one of the best offenses in the league. And looky, Wes, they can play defense.
Yeah. Well, they made a couple moves throughout the year. I think they got that the pass
Quentin
rusher.
Williams,
Yeah,
right?
Quentin Williams, right?
Right.
And they got a little bit healthier too. I think they got some other guys back, but it's just kind of a shame that we couldn't see this Cowboys team, the beginning of the year. If you remember the first game of the year, that Thursday night game, they almost beat the Eagles and arguably should have. They had that lightning storm. it kind of messed everything up. But Tom probably doesn't want to talk about that, right? But I mean, they almost won that game, and then they got lucky against the Giants. I remember week 2. But it's up and down year for them. Obviously, the Nealon suicide. They've had a lot go on in their locker room.
Crazy thing to think about. The craziest outcome in week 1 to think about. The Raiders beat the New England Patriots in New England.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. That's pretty nuts.
I mean, you have got to be kidding. Now, looking at how the rest of the season has gone.
Yeah.
And I remember you were all making fun of me when I said New England is going to be a playoff team, and I think they're going to win 10 to 12 games. Everybody's like, oh, you're crazy. And I'm like, no. Massive upgrade in coach. This quarterback is showing signs that he's getting better. And New England's very good. But the man, we can talk about the AFC. I'm not sure who's going to end up winning the AFC at this point.
Yeah.
All right, pick the game.
I was right there for the record. I was there with you. I remember Delano was all over you and me because we were both saying the Patriots were going to make the playoffs.
Yeah. All right, let's pick the game, Wes. What do you think?
So I am usually very, very prepared with football. Both college and NFL. This week, I got back on Monday, Thanksgiving trip, and went back to LA for a while and kind of
everybody's been a little busy. Yep.
Yeah, and normally I have all my stuff in by Monday, Tuesday, but I have absolutely nothing in. I'm going to do all my capping for the weekend tonight and tomorrow. But I actually have, I just did a show, and I have a whole rundown of stuff. So I like the over in this game. It's set very high, 54.5. Dallas, number 1 offense in the league, number 1 passing attack. 29 points a game. Detroit, they're right behind them in all those metrics as well. Terry and Arnold and Kirby Joseph, who are both in the Lions secondary, are both out. That is not good for their secondary. And I think there's going to be a lot of points in this game. It's actually come down a little bit, 54.5. It's come down to 54, but I just think it's going to be a shootout, man. And also, too, the spread is very close and a lot of playoff implications here. So this game could go to overtime, which we'll see more points in overtime. So give me the over in the game. I'm going to throw a couple props out real quick, okay? So Dak Prescott and Jared Goff to combine for over 550 passing yards. Both of them combined. Plus 120 on FanDuel. Sign me up for that. Give me Dak Prescott longest pass over 38.5 yards. Seems a little low to me. I'll go over there. And then give me CeeDee Lamb over 83.5 receiving yards. And George Pickens over 80.5 receiving yards. I just think, the problem is you can only double one of these guys. You know what I mean? So the other one's going to be wide open. And if they're not open,
the Lions play a ton of man coverage, which is what they both beat.
And their tight end Ferguson, he'll get open down the middle if you double both of them. So it's kind of pick your poison with them. Detroit will put up their points too, but Detroit likes to run the ball a little bit, obviously with Gibbs and Montgomery too. But I just think it's going to be like, that Giants game week 2 where there's just a ton of points, or when the Cowboys played the Commanders. There's a lot of points. I think it's going to be a shootout.
Name. Tom, I know you look at line value. This was 5.5. Now it's 3. Do you see anything in value at all left now?
I'm actually on the opposite of West, unfortunately. But it's hard for me to take a side here. I don't know how much I trust Dallas's offense on the road. Detroit,
they're in a dome.
Yeah, that's all right. But yeah, Detroit, they're desperate here. As you said, I think they're going to run the ball a lot. I like the under here.
Ooh, okay. So we're split on the over and the under. The way I'm going to play this is I'm going to put 50% of my money, and it's not going to be a lot. I'm just going to put a few units on Cowboys +3 and 50% of the money on Cowboys money line. Because I think I like the +140 to +160 that I'm seeing Cowboys money line. And I just, football is a game of momentum. And right now, all the mo is with Dallas. There is no momentum at all with Detroit. Sam Laporta out. Amon-Ra St. Brown out. Defense not playing great. Offensive line okay. And how much do we know about who is really the guy responsible for the offense? It looks like A lot of that was Ben Johnson. So I'm going to roll with the Cowboys, plus the points on 50% of the stack that I put in and 50% on the money line. Friday night college football. First one that I want to talk about, Troy at James Madison. By the way, James Madison University has one of the top culinary programs of colleges in the country. I've actually eaten at their cafeteria hall. It's 3 stories. You've got every different kind of food you can imagine, and it's
Nice.
subsidized by the university. So, like a sushi meal or something that would cost you like $30 outside at a restaurant is like $5. This is where the police chief took me for lunch when I was there, giving an award there to one of their officers. So anyway, JMU. Let me just pull this quick stat. JMU's average winning point spread is 20.6 points per game, 6th in the nation in scoring margin. Offense averages 37.8 points per game and allows 16 on defense. Troy has an average winning percentage of 1.3 points per game, and they only score 25.2, and they average giving away around 24. This line is huge, huge for a playoff game. It is JMU minus 23. You know what? I'm going to roll with it because I just think Troy is sort of accidentally in the playoff here, Wes.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm laying it with James Madison too. This is a free play of mine that I've already released. Um, so keep in mind that the JMU head coach Bob Chesney, he is taking the UCLA job after their season's over. So this could be his last time coaching his team. However, I do believe that if they still have an outside shot because they're ranked number 25 in the country, I believe. So they still have an outside shot with some help that they can make the actual, the college football playoff. I think I read that earlier in the year. So this might not be their last game. It might be their last game. Either way, they still have a lot to play for and a lot of motivation. So it's not like they're just going to roll over. Here's the other thing too. If you check the weather, Lou, you were talking about a whole snowstorm coming to the Midwest
Yep.
and in the East Coast. This game is supposed to be 25 degrees. And for those of you that don't know, Troy is in Alabama. The Troy Trojans are from Alabama. So you get a bunch of kids from Alabama going up to play in the snow. They're not very used to that. So that's
Do you remember? Do you remember? It was who was it that went and played Army in the playoff? And Scott and I were arguing about it last year, and I said it's going to be 14 degrees and snowing, and it was like Tulane or somebody.
Yeah.
And I said they are not going to play well in those conditions, and Army smoked them.
Yeah.
Well, and easily covered.
Same line of thinking here, in my opinion. So I like James Madison minus the 23.
We rolling minus 23.
Yeah, this number has actually got steamed. Actually, I think one of these 3 teams that play on Friday night are going to be one of the group of 5 playoff teams. James Madison, North Texas, Tulane. One of those 3. I think James Madison is looking for style points here. I think they're going to run up the score if they're able to. I don't like chasing this team, but I think James Madison's the right side. Team total over looks pretty good too.
UNLV and Boise. UNLV catching 4 points. Boise State has not impressed me that much this year. Tom, your thoughts on this game? Anything?
Yeah, just that the market likes UNLV. Other than that, I won't have a play here at all. The line
Wes, you got anything on that game?
Yeah, well, obviously it's the Mountain West Championship. It's in Boise. It's in Boise State. It's the
on the Smurf turf.
On the Smurf turf, the blue turf, Albertson Stadium. It is supposed to rain. I like the over here, man. I think there's a lot of points. These 2 teams did play earlier this year. It was 56-31. A lot of points when they played, and both quarterbacks are really good. Cutforth and Calandria for UNLV. Both have had fantastic seasons. But the 2 teams have combined for a 13-9 record to the over this year. So I like the over a lot in this game.
Is there weather in Boise on Friday night?
It's supposed to rain, from what I saw.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Let me let you know.
I'm looking at it right now. It's 45 degrees and raining the whole game.
Looks like I'm getting wintry mix, a mix of snow and rain, but it doesn't look like it's going to be super windy. And just for people who don't know, The thing that really screws up football games in terms of scoring and offense is wind. When the
Yes,
wind gets
definitely.
above like 15 miles an hour, punts, field goals, passing anywhere longer than like 8 to 10 yards down the field gets very problematic. And especially if it's wet, it gets even worse. But it's going to
To
be
me,
snow.
and to me, and to tail on what you're saying, Lou. To me, I almost feel like rain and snow. If there's no wind, rain and snow alone help overs because defenders can't find their footing and players get
Defenders
loose.
fall down all the time. Yeah, no, agreed. Georgia, Bama catching 2.5 at the latest that I saw. I'm actually my play here is leaning towards the under. Uh, Tom, your thoughts?
You kind of have to feel that Alabama, if they lose this game, they could be sitting on the sidelines possibly. There's a lot of
Give
FE
them three
teams up
losses.
top 25. Yeah, so you have to think about that, especially what happens with the ACC championship and that BYU game as well. But this is kind of a revenge spot for Georgia. I think they have a better defense. Alabama is they're a one trick pony. They don't know how to run the ball. I think Georgia's going to figure out how to stop that. I like Georgia to win this one.
Yeah, these two teams are a combined. I haven't really. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with this game, but I will say if you like the under, these teams are 8, 15, and 1 to the under on the year, so they both trend under big time.
Duke, Virginia. I'm on Virginia on the money line. I've done very well with them all year. I'm not impressed with Duke. Wes?
Yeah, in fact, I these two teams played earlier in the year, and I took Duke as a dog, and Virginia smoked them. So I'm not a very big Duke fan right now. That was it was actually a pretty big bet, and they kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. So, so yeah, I'm probably on Virginia too.
Tom, Indiana, Ohio State. The over-under in that game is 48.
Yeah, the issue with me with this game is no matter which team loses, they're going to have a bye here. So you don't really know. I mean, obviously, you want to win a Big
How
Ten
hard are they going to try?
Yeah, but you don't know where the motivation is at. I know the sharp side is Indiana. They really love the sharps here. But I just think
How many points are they catching?
4.
Yeah, my problem is Ohio State hasn't given up more than 17 points to anyone on the season, Wes.
Yeah, no, fantastic defense. I am actually looking at the lines right now. Indiana, Ohio State. Yeah, it's Ohio State -4. I'm looking at covers. And covers has it wrong. I was sitting here, I'm like, wait a minute. They literally, I'm looking. Covers has Indiana -4.5 right now, so they need to fix that. But anyway, yeah, yeah, oopsie. Yeah, well, at least you can't place bet on covers. It's just a data site. But yeah, no, fantastic defense, Ohio State. They played through the under all year. They're 4 overs and 8 unders on the year. Indiana plays a little bit to the over, but Ohio State, for as good as they've been and as many points as they always lay, man, they're 10-1-1 against the spread. All they do is cover numbers too. So, take that for what
I'm thinking this is 24-17, Tom.
Yeah, it's weird to say because this could kind of be a look or a
look ahead
for Ohio State. If they just beat Michigan last week, that's pretty much their biggest game besides the national championship. So, yeah, I think you have to go under here. Maybe even Indiana team total under.
Yeah, what is the Indiana's team total?
I do not know.
I might also be looking at like a first half team total to go under as well.
In a lot of these games, I would think the first half unders will be good. They're all most of them are neutral fields, so you always have a learning curve in that situation.
And also keep in mind too, Lou, the weather for all these games. I know we talked about it with this AMU game, but all these games might have rain and snow too, so maybe wind as well.
Yeah, if I'm always looking at the wind gauge. That's the one. That's the one for me that sort of puts me one way or another. All right, some NFL Titans Browns. The over under number in this game is 34. The lowest of all time, by the way, over under in the NFL was 28 points. 2 games, December 26, 1993. This is according to StatMuse. The Colts and the Patriots was 28. And then Lions and Bears was 28 and a half. Another low one, Saints and Eagles that same day, 29 and a half. I think there was weather playing into this because all of those places, I guess, had weather on that same day because you would have been at Chicago, at Philadelphia, and at New England. So probably a big Eastern Seaboard storm. But I it's really a kind of a gross game. I mean, Titans, Browns, who cares? But I'm tempted just to put some money on the over because the offenses are so bad. I could see multiple pick sixes, fumble rooskies, scoop and scores. Because, I mean, they're just, Shedeur Sanders sucks. Cam Ward sucks. Both teams have terrible quarterbacks that make bad decisions, hold the ball way too long. I mean, think about what the Titans, they went from the guy who did mayonnaise commercials and threw the ball to the other team and, fumbled away a bunch of games. And now they went first round for a quarterback again, and this guy stinks.
And they also had Mike Vrabel too.
Yeah, they had Mike Vrabel and traded him away to wow. Happiest thing that ever happened to Mike Vrabel. Bengals, here's a play I'm doing. Bengals plus 5.5 at the Bills. I don't think the Bills can stop anybody on defense. I'd also be looking toward the over here, Tom.
This is a pros versus Joes, actually. I think the public's on Cincinnati and Sharps like Buffalo at home. Buffalo's been struggling, but I don't know. They should be able to have success against this Cincinnati Bengals defense. I just
true.
I think they're toast. It's time for Buffalo to get serious. I think it starts here.
The Broncos -7 at Vegas. I love the Broncos here. My God, the Raiders are awful. I mean, they are terrible. Ashton Genty's a bust. Their offensive line stinks. Their defense is terrible. Literally, their quarterbacking is awful. Their coaching is awful. Their owner cuts his own hair with a salad bowl. I mean, you have got. I mean, Wes, you're there in Vegas. Are people just putrid at how bad this team is?
Yeah, there's a lot of Raider fans out here too. It's funny. I saw Mark Davis in In-N-Out Burger about 2 months ago. Just walked in. He walked in on his own. I think he had a driver or something. He walked out the other side of the restaurant, but I just thought that was funny. They actually practice about 2 miles from me here in Henderson. But yeah, man, it's a pretty sad state of affairs. And going back to the top of the show, I cannot believe the Raiders beat the Patriots week 1.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It goes to show you what week 1 shows you for the NFL season. The Raiders,
absolutely nothing.
Does Pete Carroll make it another year? Do they fire him after this year?
Yeah.
Guys, I think it's look. If I'm the Raiders, if I am the general manager of the Raiders, I am trading Max Crosby, and I am trading the tight end, and I'm getting a first and a second round pick for each of them. I'm firing the coach. I'm firing everybody except the food vendors, and I am starting all over because the team literally has nothing going. No quarterback, no running back, no offensive line, no defense, nothing. I honestly, I look at their roster, and it's shocking how bad it is.
Also too, what's disappointing is this next group of quarterbacks. It's not a good quarterback draft.
No, and I wouldn't if you're the Raiders, I wouldn't be picking a quarterback for 3 years.
Yeah, build your lines up. Build the offensive line.
You got to go offensive line, defensive line, linebacker, running back, corners, safeties. I mean, they can't. they need cheese pizza right now, not double pepperoni and anchovies. They cannot afford to be fancy. It's got to be meat and potatoes, right, Tom? I mean, they're starting all over.
Yeah, you definitely have to start all over. I'm getting rid of, uh, yeah, Pete Carroll's definitely gone. You gotta find someone who can draft guys. I get rid of Geno Smith. It doesn't matter. I go back to Aiden O'Connell even. But you can't have these high paid guys. They just don't do anything.
You gotta wonder
how
how big a voice Tom Brady's gonna have upstairs too moving forward.
But
if the Steelers fire Mike Tomlin, the Raiders should fly immediately out and throw a bag at him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if he gets let go, if you're the Raiders, that's your move. I don't care how much money he wants. You go hire him and you let him handpick the general manager,
1 minute,
all of the coaches, and the food vendors in the stadium. Mike Tomlin gets to do it all.
You know what's guaranteed though? You'll definitely be either 8-9 or 9-8 for the next 10 seasons with Mike Tomlin.
It's better than what they're doing now.
I agree.
I mean, they are freaking awful. By the way, Bears plus 6.5 at the Packers in my other play. I don't like what I'm seeing from the Packers. The Bears, I got to eat crow here. I thought Caleb Williams was a bust. I'm not sure that he has a lot to do with the success of this team because it's the running game. I mean, did you see that game last week? The average yards that the running backs for the Bears had before they were touched was 6.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you. Until next week, this is Hit the Pick, the show. Thanks to everybody. Until next time.
Let's cash some tickets.
Okay.